Hey everyone, and welcome to the introduction to Daffodil and her team video. So there's been a few people that on Discord that have asked, I don't know how to play Daffodil and what do I do with her? So let's just review a little bit of her kit and then we'll talk a little bit about the best ways to play her. So one of the things that's really important about Daffodil is her Exalt. There are two things that are amazing with her Exalt. The first one is that you get one of these cards called Thousand Mirage, and that has a Discover mechanic, which means you get 3 cards that show up, and you get to choose one of them, and you get to build that card as you go through, and then it will put that one card in your hand. But the other part that happens is that it puts one of those Thousand Mirages into Ultra Space. So what that effectively does is rather than taking 5 turns to get to Ultra Space, you only need to get 4 turns to get to Ultra Space because this puts an additional card once into your Ultra Space cards that are just kind of holding there. The other part that happens is if you don't have, or if you already put one of those cards in, it will place 1 Insight into your hand. So it gives you the ability to get 1 Arithmetica and then 1 like draw card, which is pretty awesome. Okay, her Rouse is really expensive, and I basically never play it. So you can see that it's out of 4 because there's no point in me to actually build it up. Okay, then we look at Strength. So you can use Daffodil as your only person on your team that will build up Strength. That builds it up. She builds it up slowly, but you can also use her as a way that, like, you can have another person in your team that builds up Strength. So if we see her Defense card here, that obtains 4 permanent Strength. And then if you see her Heterogeneous card here, if I don't leap it, I get 8 permanent Strength. But if I do leap it, I get 37 temporary Strength and make the front row enemies vulnerable. So this is really good for, like, if I need to do a big blast, I can leap it. If I just want to do a small blast and like slowly build up for the turn, I can do 8 turn Strength. And then this card here, her Skull Reaver, used to be called Beheading. So what this card does is a lot of damage. So every time that this Daffodil kills an enemy with this card, the base damage for this card increases by permanently by 25% for the rest of the level. So that's not the battle you're fighting. That's the entire expedition or investigation that you're doing. So this keeps going up the more you keep playing and killing somebody with it. The other part that's really good with this card is you can target who you kill with it. So if you leap it, it's going to do damage to the enemy with the highest health points. But if you don't leap it, then what you do is you do damage to the lowest enemy. So that's kind of really nice where you can start to target who you want to headhunt and snipe and take out. And that's one of the main reasons why I really like Daffodil, is this being able to headhunt and like snipe people out is great. Okay, so that's one part with Daffodil. And if you notice, we want to play a lot of her cards and we want her to be exalting. So that means that we need to build up Ailmas. So the best thing to do with her is to put people in your team that are Ailmas batteries. So let's just go look at a nice little beginner team that I created here. And that's why we have Winkle. So Winkle is going to give Ailmas to Daffodil. On Winkle is her own wheel, and this is one of the best wheels in the game. So if you want to get it, that's what you get here. Nautila is another Ailmas battery, and which will put points onto Daffodil. And then Castor, because he's just a new unit, I'll show you how to play him. And here's his whole kit. And then for Daffodil, the wheel that she wants is called Sunfall here. And this wheel, as much as it's a wheel that's for everybody, it pretty much was designed with Daffodil in mind. Look, the person has no head, so she's the beheader and there's no head. It has damage amplification, and it does poison and counter damage, which Daffodil does both poison and counter damage. So that's really good. And then the other wheel that we want on her, if you have like uncommon wheel, is to use this one here. And after killing an enemy, the wielder gains 20 Ailmas and 1% critical damage, effective for the entire exploration. So the same thing. The longer the exploration, the more damage she's going to be doing. Okay, and then for the posse, I put her own posse on it, just because it's a little bit greedier with her. And what this one does is that it obtains 14 strength, and I put 1 insight card into my hand, but if it's the ultra round, I put 2 insight cards into my hand. All right, let's go see her in action. Let me go pick something from the first series. Let's pick chapter 6. What's this? Kekas? No, let's not kill him. Let's go to, yeah, this little worm thing. Okay, so my goal right now is to be able to get Daff to Exalt. So that means I'm going to be playing some of her cards. With this one, I get one more Arithmetica, which just lets me play a whole bunch of cards. They're not going to hit me that hard, so I'll play it. And then I'm just going to play like defense cards just to hold this. And I basically always hold an Onyx Bloom. And I'll play Caster. I have him OE, but I'll just use him, or Overexalt, but I'll just use him without his Overexalt. I'll use him just as his normal way so that everybody can see that. So I do not like to play this card with Leap. Okay, if I play this with Leap, then I lose like permanent strength. This one's good to do with Leap because I get another Arithmetica, but this one's really great to do with Leap. So I'm going to use this card first because this will like put a lot of Elmas on Winkle. And then I'm going to give more Elmas again to Daff. That's one of Nautilus cards. So you can see that I'm slowly building her up. And then with this, I just got to prepare for this turn coming up. So I'll do defense, do this card, I'll do strength. Okay. So now, with this card, I'm going to look at who's doing damage to me. So the highest health person's up here. He's going to give me a Parasite, which I don't like. So that's a card that I have to hold in my hand and get rid of. And then this card here is like the lowest. He's just getting a shield, so let's not worry about him. So I'm going to use this to kill this unit here. See if I kill him. Awesome. All right, now Daff is also exalted, but before I use her card, I'm going to actually build up some of the other people's Elmas for the next battle. So I'm just going to play their cards. I'm not actually expecting to use them right now, so I'm going to use this now. You're going to see how I have 3 cards in Ultra Space right now. I'm going to add another one, and the card that I'm going to add here, probably I'll add, well, I have 0 Arithmetica, so I'll add the poison one so that I can just be able to play it. But more than likely, they all die. Okay, so since they all died, I'm thinking about like the next turn. So I'm going to put this card in. This is one of the best cards in the game for her. So she gains temporary counter, which is amazing. So we're going to put this card in. Let's see the other one. So I can either add an inspiration, which is really good, or add 1 stack of vulnerable. So I'm going to add 1 stack of inspiration in my draw pile. And the other one I'm looking for is green on the bottom. Yes. So this is the best one to be adding for the most part. It's obtain 2 times strength buff and obtaining 10 times strength when you play it. So we're going to do that. So you can see now I have 4 cards in arithmetic or in space, so it's really great. But this one, so Daff is a poison dealer. I'm going to, do I want her strike more? Not really. Let's just do more defense. Okay, with this, copy 1 command card, not really. Choose 1 card to gain Catalyst. After playing this, all other Wakers gain 5 Ailments, so I'll do that one, and I wanted it on Winkle. I didn't really want it on that card though, so I'm going to put on Nautilus with defense. Okay, so now my goal again is to get Daff to Exalt really quickly. This one's going to hit this unit, and does it do enough to kill him? Yeah, so it should, so I'll kill that 1 unit. And you can see now I already have my extra turn, but I don't really need my extra turn. Now with Caster's Wheel, what happens if I use this thing right here is it actually gives all of my units more crit damage. So I'm just going to take this off, get one of those things, which is awesome. And now I'm going to use this to give her Elmas. Grab this to give myself a little more strength. See what other card I get. I'll just hold that back. We'll just use Daff again. Daff will probably kill everybody. Yep, and I'll just put this in my hand. But you see, I already have one of these cards in Ultra Space. So what's going to happen is they're going to give me an inspiration or an insight card. Done. Put that on you. Okay, when it comes to rousing one awaker, I don't really care about all three of these. Like, I could. The only one I really want is Caster. All three of these are nice to have. They're not need to have. Daff I'm pretty much avoiding, so it's only going to be these two that I'd actually rouse. Alright, Elite next. Yeah. Okay. Once again, so this person has 9,373 health. So what I'm going to do is, again, try to get her up first, and then I'll probably go to Ultra Space. So I'm going to use Winkle at this time. Now, because he has a little bit more health and I'm expecting to slowly kill it over time, I'm going to use Daff, and I'm going to get her 0-cost card to put poison on him. You can see now that the poison's basically enough to kill him, but just to kind of do it, I'm just going to use this card. Actually, I'll use one of Caster's cards. This card. He's dead. This is a great artifact for Ultra. Done. You'll see why. Okay, so normally it takes me 5 turns to go to Ultra Space. But with this artifact, I always get to go to Ultra Space right away. None of these do I really kind of want, so I'll refresh it. I'll take this. So Daff is a poison dealer, so I'll always make sure to add some poison to them. And then as well, if you see, this is at the end of the turn for each card in hand. So with Caster, I'm going to hold a lot of cards in hand, so that's perfect. Refresh again. Oh, this is a great card. So critical damage. Daff is a critical damage dealer. So adding strike increases by 40%, which is great. And then I always try to find these just because it's great to just add damage to the person. So I'll put that on her defense card. I have a one-way path and a tunnel. Let's go to the one-way path first. Okay, so with this artifact, what happens is it fills up this whole row first. But if you remember, Caster's Wheel gives me increased crit damage, so I'm going to actually just take one off. I get an Insight, and I still get to go back into Ultra Space. So see, if I attack with one, I still get to go back into Ultra Space, but I also get an Insight, and I get that buff, which is awesome. So I do all of those together. This will just kill the one in front. I'm just putting things on for the sake of putting things on. I'll wait to use the Posse in Ultra Space, just so you can see it. So when it's in Ultra Space, it actually gives me 2 insights. Alright, so now Daff's up, but the nice part with this in Ultra Space with Leap is that all the Leap effects triggers. So for this one, she gains 1 Arithmetica, so it's basically a free card. So I just play the card almost always just right off the bat. It's kind of easy. Caster's ready to over exalt. I probably won't do that, but I will use Winkle's card. And then we'll just see what happens here. Right, for this time, this creature is going to attack me only once, but I'll still use Daff's 2-cost card. I'll give them weakness so that they don't hit me that hard. And then I will increase my crit damage. Wasn't that great of a roll for the second one, but that's fine. Well, Daff killed her. Alright, let's go with defense. No, I don't like that. This one. Okay, here, since I am playing it, and if I was like playing it a little bit bigger, so I would either do Nautilus Shield and counter increase. I'll still do Winkle. Okay, here we go. And then to make this short, I'm just going to go to the final boss. I do like this card. So this is the first command card played each turn that triggers a leap effect, draws 1 cards, otherwise gain 1 Arithmetica. I know you already know with Daff that I gain a little bit stuff from there. So this is actually one of the Daff cards I sell, but also this card is one that I sell. Okay. And like this, remember I go straight into Ultra Space. So with that, I'm going to play this card. I'm actually going to Overexalt Caster right now. So I have 173 shield. His shield holds. I'm going to play his card to rouse him. And I'll play one of Winkle's cards. I'll take one card out of Ultra Space. Even though that means I'm now not going into Ultra Space because I didn't play it at the beginning. So I should have done that at the beginning because you see it didn't trigger because adding a card to Ultra Space only happens with the very first card I play per turn. So I'm going to have to wait. That was a little bit of an error on me, just trying to kind of show you guys what to do, but it's good to show you that error, why it didn't trigger. Okay, so now what I'm thinking about is the card I want to use in Ultra Space. So I'm going to actually put in Daff's card because, again, this is a free card once it gets Leap. And then for the rest of the thing, I just want to be able to exalt my units inside there. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to end the turn here, which means I go to Ultra Space. You're going to see my time go up, but then I'm also going to lose a lot of life here from that bleed damage that I got. Cool. Okay, so if you remember with Nautila's Exalt, is that she deals fixed damage equal to 150% of your counter attack to all enemies. So I actually want to exalt her probably last. So I'm going to give temporary shield and stacks of counter. So that's temporary counter. Remember, Nautila's going to do more damage based on the counter. I wish that she would be up. Probably just try to see if I can get her up, which I did with Nautila's card. So I'm going to use Nautila's card here to make Winkle stronger. Winkle's already been roused, so I'll use her now, and I'll give it to Daffodil. I have 1,238 counter. All I'm trying to do now is just be able to also get Daff to Overexalt, even though I don't need to. I'm just trying to show you what that looks like. Let's grab a Riker card. And in a boss battle, this happens like twice, so let's do this. Obtain 3 Arithmetica. Let's give her lots of Arithmetica. Cool. Play Riker's card again. Right, so this one first. Still didn't get my Overexalt from her, which is fine. Yeah, I'll play his card. Alright, so now we're going to add in some more counter with Daff. And in case you're wondering, I can play this card because sometimes you get really lucky and you get 4 times the damage. So this damage receives a 5 times strength bonus. See how big that is? This damage benefits from a 4 times strength bonus. So this is a really big like power card if you just want to do it. I could use it right now, but I'm trying to show you the counter retaliate combo. So I'll grab this card. I'll give everybody 5 Elmas, and then I'll give myself Keyflare. Nice, got another Onyx Bloom. You can see that Daffodil killed the entire Onyx Bloom out of that, which is great. I'm gonna play this card here for fun. Okay, we have 6,000 counter. What else adds counter? Damage includes a 25 counter buff. Does this add counter? This adds counter. Alright, now we're going to use Nautila, and we'll see how much damage she does. She did about 10,000 more damage with that, so that's great. I'll click end turn. And it's done.